Hi, welcome to, we're on week 9 of PB Quarren Live with a Pro Beauty group. Hi Gaurav, how are you? Be Blunt team as well. So today we're finishing off our week of the walk around various salons around the country and international, because we did do Sri Lanka and Dubai in the week as well. And today it's the last session. Hi Renee, today's the last session and we're finishing with a finale, going to do a walk around at Bounce Salon with Vikram. I hope you've been tuning in the rest of the week and learning a lot about what different salons are doing around the country. It's been very interesting actually, one from the walk around point of view, where different salons have been showing us live about what are their health and safety procedures in the new world with regards to when you first enter and you're doing the thermometer test and the screening, to even having a lot of clients doing Google surveys and filling in a self-declaration form before they enter the salon. And then we've had the salons showing us what happens when they actually walk around from the reception desk to the reception area. Some salons have not opened up the reception area, they've kind of locked it off, while some have kept it open, but obviously under kind of social distancing norms. And then we've seen various salons walking us around the different treatment areas, the hair stations, etc. And obviously, we're seeing different salons generally following the same principles, with slight tweaks, depending on their capability and their sizes. So we went to PlayStation at Renaissance yesterday, which obviously is a huge space, 5,000 square foot, and then Pranita at Play in Gurgaon, which is 10,000 square foot. So they have a lot of space to play around with, where social distancing isn't as big an issue for them. But then when we went to some of the smaller salons, we've looked at how they've managed to deal with social distancing, health and safety, etc. And we've also seen the Me Safe team, the kind of innovations they're bringing to market for salons. That was Vikram calling me rather than joining live, so he's just about to join the session. And I said some of the innovations, we've seen, I know Manisha's team at CSOL brought the threading system in place, where you can do threading in a hygienic way. The Me Safe team have, they worked with Play Salon, putting in visors, so a physical visor between the therapist and the client, which enabled them, hi Kiran, which enabled them to start their facial services quickly, which is great for them, because they said it's a high margin, high revenue product. I'm just getting Vikram in. Being joined by Vikram live from Bounce Salon in Bangalore. They've also been open. I think this is week 4 for them. Hey Videsh, how are you? Hello.
Hi Vikas.
Man, you're lucky. You can get a haircut.
Huh?
I said you're lucky because you can get a haircut.
Yes. That's what happens when you own a barber shop. The only perk right now. Great. So good to see you. How are you? All well?
Well, good. Yeah, all well. We're all
Wonderful.
living in a
So shall we
virtual
start
world.
the tour?
Let's do that. Yeah. So show us what you're doing when you enter.
Great. So we're right now at our flagship store in Bangalore, in Level Road. So
Yeah.
valet parking station, we have sanitizing that starts over here. So we sanitize the keys, and we also ensure that our is also PPE. And then as we proceed up into the salon, we have Me Safe, who we are collaborating with.
Yeah.
For this particular live session. So, as you can tell, this used to be a waiting area where we used to have about 5 or I think 6 chairs. Hi, Priya. So now it's just 2 chairs, because obviously we don't want people to wait. And the chairs are being sanitized every time somebody sits, before and after. We have shoe
Are you
covers provided
allowing
for our
walk-in
clients.
are you allowing walk-in guests at all?
So, I mean,
You know, like,
we're trying to
or if a
follow an
client brings in,
appointment only basis.
yeah.
But if we're free and somebody walks in, we take them, no problem. Then we do a temperature check.
Okay. But what if they bring, like,
Temperature check, I'm allowed to enter.
yeah,
The foot sanitizer here, contactless. Here's our team, managers, all in PP. Hi Priya, hi Asra, John. This is the Me Safe kits, again sanitizing over here.
yeah.
You can actually see, so it's all cashless payments. So we have a client right now paying. So we sanitize the credit card machine before and after.
Okay, great.
So you can see that happening right now. And then we ask our customers also to re-sanitize once they've used the credit card machine.
Yeah.
So all our product displays are empty. So these were all product displays where customers used to get a touch and feel.
Yeah.
So those we've completely cleared out, and all the products are now stacked behind our front desk.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that was
so again in our mailbox. Sorry.
So that was a question that came up earlier at one of the other salons about what do you do with your products if customers are consistently trying to touch retail products. So you've obviously, taken it away from the customer.
Correct. We've taken it away. Yeah. And yeah, we're always available to help and assist them if they need any sort of assistance. So here again in our nail bar, we're following the, the 30% formula.
Yes.
We're consistently playing our safety video on our TVs across. So that shows, all the various safety measures that we're taking. Again, in the hair wash area, so we have 6 stations here for hair wash. So one is blocked off to maintain social distancing. All our staff in complete PPE gear.
Yeah.
So that's happening here. So again, alternate chairs, so we don't use every chair. So the salon is running at 50% capacity right now. And
50%, okay.
yeah, so we have the Me Safe kits placed in all the stations.
Yeah.
So this is our basic. So what we also did was we assigned one workstation per staff.
Okay.
So one staff only gets to work out of one workstation for the next 3 months. So no rotating, jumping around. So they're responsible for that one particular workstation. And it becomes like their office, their home. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I mean, because I get to take my mask off now. Oh, wow.
That must be a nightmare, I think.
So other than that, we do a very intense a sanitization of the salon in the morning, and we do a complete resanitization at 12:31, and then before the salon closes, we do a complete.
What time do you open? Do you open like at 8 o'clock?
So
what time do you open?
Is
it like 8 o'clock?
From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m.
You've still got the 7 o'clock curfew, right? Was that lifted?
No, it's been lifted now.
Okay, okay.
So the curfew in Bangalore right now is from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m.
Okay.
Slowly getting back to normal, because slowly.
Yeah, I know. So when your salon opens at 9 o'clock, so then you spend the first hour sanitizing again from scratch?
So the entire team comes in by 8.
Okay.
So 1 hour it takes for everybody to change their clothes, because we ask our staff to change their clothes, wear a fresh pair of clothes for the day, get into PPE, and start the deep cleaning. Getting the salon set up, sanitized, ready for the first appointment at 9 o'clock.
Okay. And then you go all the way through to 6 o'clock.
All the way through till 6 o'clock, yeah.
Okay. And then you were saying, so, and you're sanitizing how often now? So you do a 8 to 9, then a 1:30?
So we have a midday sanitizing between 12 and 1. Where but we're constantly sanitizing. So before every client, and it's like muscle memory now. So, yeah.
Sorry, I cut off then.
Hi, Vikas, are you there?
Just waiting for Vic. Sorry for that. Network issues. Sorry.
No, I think even in the salon, because everybody's on Wi-Fi, right? Because we don't have any magazines or any sort of reading material provided. So I think our Wi-Fi consumption is like peaking.
Make sure you're not sanitizing the Wi-Fi and getting liquid all into it as well.
Sorry?
I said make sure they're not sanitizing the Wi-Fi system.
Yes. So we're also not serving any refreshments, including water. So we tell our clients before they come in that please bring your own water. Yeah. Although we do have a standby of single-use water, which is something that we were trying to get rid of very, very seriously before all this happened.
That's not sustainable. Yeah, that's not sustainable.
Not sustainable. The amount of PPE, the amount of wastage that we're seeing going on right now is heartbreaking. But what option do we have? I mean, it's either we stay safe and we keep our customers safe, or we all land up in a very dark space.
That you're offering drinks and those kind of services in the. So we were talking to Play Salon on Wednesday. What they've done. Provided I don't know if you saw that video with Pranita, but they said they've actually started doing cellophane wraps around the house.
I think it's a bit too early for us to, we took this decision that, we're not going to serve any sort of refreshments.
But that they dispose, but it is more disposable, unfortunately, but then they can reuse it again. So.
I can hear you, and I said that I don't think we're going to go down that route.
I don't know how much you caught of that last point.
I think for now, we cannot take that kind of a risk or responsibility to offer any sort of beverages to our customers. So
can you hear me?
We're just staying clear of that right now.
And then we'll get on to some of the trends. I said we'll talk about some of the trends in a bit, but what are you working with partners to look at? How can they accelerate?
So we are very much on the hunt and the prowl for biodegradable disposals.
Because you're right, we're going to.
But very difficult to find a good supplier.
Are they able
All the towels that we're using are biodegradable. It's made from hemp, but the capes and all of that, we're still not able to find a suitable distributor. So we're still on the lookout, because I think that's going. I mean, this is here to stay for some time, and I think instead of looking at how to recycle this, because I don't think India as a country and Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad as cities are doing a very good job with their recycling practices. So it all comes down to using biodegradable stuff. Which are more sustainable, but there are huge challenges there too, because I just hope we can figure it out. But what I just found out that the Me Safe kits are biodegradable. I just found out that the Me Safe kits are all biodegradable. So that was news to me. So I'm quite happy to hear that. So I'll be giving a call to Ankit after this.
They're biodegradable. That's great to know, because we do need partners developing these kind of solutions right now. Otherwise, it's
so in Bangalore, we are
crazy.
nearing this is week 3 right now. So we're heading into week 4. Chennai is week 1. Hyderabad is also week 4.
The salons are running. So this is week 4 now, is it, for the salon? Week 4.
Everything but the ones in malls.
Bangalore. Week 3, okay. Yeah. And have you?
Malls are opening from Monday, so we are
running.
Looking forward to opening them, reopening.
Local rules, are they saying
you can only have 30 to 40% of your staff strength, right, in the salons. So we're just adhering to that particular formula across. So every alternate chair is vacant.
Yeah.
I would say it's increased the cost.
And then on the health and safety,
by
because you
about
can see the amount
2.5
of
to
work you're putting
3%.
into having a much more health and safety compliant salon.
So
how much has that added to the cost structure for the salon?
No, it's anywhere between 2.5 to 3%. Yeah, it's much better than what we expected it to be. I mean, I think it comes down to per customer about
That's really good
170
compared to what we were thinking beforehand.
Yeah, so including GST, it's 200, which that cost we're passing it on to the customer, so the client pays for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we are taking a little bit,
okay.
but most of it the customer pays. So because for every customer, it's a new PP gear that the staff have to wear, and the sanitization.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you passing the full
together,
cost
yes.
on, like
And
as an extra
with
service
what has
charge?
been happening over the last 2 months with us being closed for almost 60 days, and even after opening, business is nothing like what it used to be. We just can't take that hit now. So customers have been very, very appreciative. They've been very cooperative, very understanding. And I think once they come into the salon and they see all the measures that we're taking, I think they get convinced immediately. So I think what we're doing right now is we're just building the foundation towards, I think, what will eventually happen and stabilize over the next 2-3 months. So I think all this hard work and diligence and safety measures and precautions, I'm looking at it as a foundation. We have to lay this foundation really strong and build on it from here. That's the future. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we tell them when we're booking.
When you're passing that cost on
what
to,
it's for, and some clients
customer.
do want
so
to
are you
know
telling them in
what is this
advance,
extra
when
cost
they're booking that,
and
we
when
have
we
an
tell
extra
them
charge
that,
for that?
they're
Or,
very convinced. We've
it
had one or
doesn't come
two
as a
clients who
surprise to them.
questioned us. They've said, this is not legal, you can't do it. We said, absolutely, yeah, there's no legality behind it, but this is an additional cost. So I can, we could have just increased our prices and absorbed this, right? But that's not the right thing to do. I think it has to be very clearly mentioned to the client that this is an additional cost you're paying for all the new safety protocols that we put into place. So I think a lot of clients, when they hear that, okay, 200 rupees more I'm paying, they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Number one in their mind, they're like, okay, these guys are doing something more. They're adding more safety precautions to their salons. So they like that.
Yeah.
And then I think when they come to the salon also, they are looking, they want to see everything done properly. So far we've only had very positive feedback from our customers, and they have absolutely no problem paying the 200 rupees.
Brilliant. And how much is, so for example, in Bangalore, what's the typical cost of,
that's what
say,
I was saying, our ABV
a mid-range haircut,
used to
with
hover around anywhere between 2,500
not senior
to
stylish.
3,000.
What's the typical cost? So we can understand how much
right
is
now
$100
it's
bucks
half
the ratio to the service
So that's
cost.
why I said anyway, so it's half of that, because customers are just not doing the non-essential salon services, right? It's predominantly haircut, root touch-up, few pedicures. Skin services are really not happening. Root touch-up, pedicures, that's about it.
Right. And that,
Yeah, that's taking the.
So for them, it's an extra 10% cost or so.
Whatever,
compared to, so for you, for an extra 10% cost, but that's okay right now because they understand the health and safety procedures you're kind of implementing. And then, so I was going to ask you, what services are you seeing most
currently the services that we see are pretty much the hygiene services, the grooming services.
What services are you seeing most in demand
haircuts,
right now, like at the moment, compared to week one?
Root touch-ups, pedicures. We've started recently doing threading again with this whole new technique of doing threading. So that's happening. Very few hair spa services, very few highlights, maybe like, if we were doing 10 highlights in a day before, we're doing like 2. So that's dropped considerably. But I think all of this is also correlated to the fact that the restaurants haven't opened, the malls haven't opened, people are not socializing. So there's no real need to, get all decked up and sit at home. And a lot of people are working out of home. So people are, I think, number one, they don't want to spend that much time in the salon. And number two, I think they're also probably saving up for when all these places open up, because there hasn't been any clarity. And even now that the malls are opening on Monday, we really don't know what are the guidelines for the restaurants, how are they going to function, how's it going to be. We don't know any of that. So I'm just hoping that once slowly all these businesses open, people start going out again, definitely there will be a need for them to, come to the salon more.
Yeah. What was it like in week one? Because the trend we've heard from different salons this week is week one was
so the first 2-3 days
mainly
were
men
actually
coming in
amazing.
for haircuts.
I thought, wow,
and then women came in slightly harder, doing
we
kind
may
of,
be able
like
to
you said,
survive this.
haircuts, waxing, etc.
But then it just
what
dropped.
kind of trend did you see in the first week?
There was a huge drop, and now it's kind of plateauing, where Monday to Friday is very, very slow. And then Saturday it picks up again. So like today's Saturday, all our stores seem to be doing pretty well. We have a lot of clients. But coming back to your question, initially, yes, we had more men than women. But honestly, we were not really tracking demographically. But definitely now I see more women coming out to the salons for sure.
Yeah, that's the trend we've seen in the other salons. That the first week was, it could be like 80% men, 20% women.
Very few.
Then now it's kind of reversed.
Very
it's like 60-40 kind of thing. But are you getting much advancements like keratin treatment, cysteine treatment?
Okay.
Anything like that?
Much slower. Maybe one a day. Mostly people coming in doing their roots for keratin.
The Noida, Gurgaon, kind of in the north,
it's way less than what it used to be
quite regularly right now. So that's quite interesting that Bangalore's a bit slower.
Yeah.
So are you finding then that customers don't want to spend much time in the salon?
I think the customer right now is spending an average of 1 hour.
So then what is
They're here. I mean,
what is that
ratio?
Like so what were they doing before on average, like a customer would do?
While they're getting their color application
now
done, they may get a
pedicure,
or they may get their nails fixed. So I would say it averages about 1.5 hours per client. Because you're gonna have to you'll have to come again. I lost you. Before I think would be anywhere between 1.5 to 2 hours. Because we're kind of the salon where you can get multiple things done at the same time.
I was saying, how much time were they spending on average?
If you're getting your color done,
so now you're saying it's like 1 hour-ish.
At the same time. So
what was it before?
It used to be about 1.5 to 2 hours they would spend on an average. Of course, men is much lesser. We're talking about women over here, and I think now it's just come down to about an hour, about 1 hour.
All right.
Yeah, we're at,
like you said, your revenue per customers come down as well. So you say your revenue is almost half at the moment. Your revenue per customer's half?
Not really, because not really. Now it's as I told you, the first week was great, and then it's just plateaued right now. It's just plateaued.
Are you seeing any
but as
shift,
I said, I'm
like
waiting for
week,
this week to finish.
Going up
and
a little
we'll
bit
have some good
week
data by next Wednesday, because we opened our first phase of salons in Bangalore on the 20th, which was a Wednesday. So by next Wednesday, I will have some proper data as to if there is a trend and what's going on, the numbers, all of that. We haven't sat down and started crunching those numbers as yet. Hyderabad and Bangalore opened at the same time, but then when Hyderabad opened, they had this odd and even system for about a couple of weeks, which really confused everybody.
And then how has it been then across,
and then they got back
Hyderabad?
to a regular
Hyderabad's
format.
open longer for you.
But Chennai is where we're facing a big issue with the air conditioning, because the government has said you cannot operate with your ACs on.
Okay.
Imagine with the Chennai heat. With the Chennai heat in the salon, with the staff wearing all this gear.
You can't have air
conditioning with fans currently. But I hope the government wakes up and understands that switching off ACs inside a salon is not a way of protecting the spread of the disease. ACs are being switched off only in the ICUs of COVID wards, because of obviously people taking off their masks and coughing, and there's a lot of droplets flying around and aerosol, and that gets into the air conditioning system, and then you can get it. But on one hand, they're allowing restaurants. Restaurants are opening now in Chennai. So the malls and restaurants can have ACs on. Why can't salons have the ACs on? Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it is crappy network. One other thing I wanted to.
So I think better connection over here. Yeah.
Like,
so retailing was doing almost 50 to 55% of our revenue
from the store, from the salon,
during the first couple of weeks.
How is that going
because of the clients coming in and wanting to buy products?
We'll wrap up in a bit.
Okay, perfect, please.
I can hear you now. Yeah, it is terrible network, but you were saying you were doing about 50 to 55% of.
Correct. First couple of weeks, 50% was coming in through product sales, anyway, and now it's back to where it was at about 20-25%.
So you were saying you were doing about 55% revenue from products the first couple of weeks. And has that?
I didn't get you because.
Okay, but is that because your service revenue has gone up? Or just retail has gone down?
No, I just feel that the retail sales has come back to where it used to be.
Has gone up
in terms of revenue. So it's just a percentage of the revenue that I'm talking about.
And then any idea how? I mean, it seems like you still don't have. It still hasn't really kicked in yet. So the trend is pretty slow at the moment. And with the bounce salons at the moment, or Bangalore. It seems like it's still going to take some time for the.
It's going to take some time because
salon culture to come back to kind of normal levels that it was pre-lockdown.
So one thing that we've been doing is we speak to every single customer after the service is done.
Okay.
And we take
video
testimonies from them.
Out what is that?
So we've been doing that very, very aggressively because we've been putting that on our social media and spreading the word that customers are happy, they do feel safe. So I think that's been very, very important and powerful for us, and also very encouraging for us to hear that customers are feeling safe in the salon again. So we're doing that very aggressively. Yes. Haven't looked into that as yet.
Yeah.
But I definitely can say it's predominantly
have you
regular
crunched any data?
Have you crunched as of now
any data on whether you're getting new customers coming to the salons? Because I know when we were chatting to salons in the north, they were saying quite interestingly they're getting a lot of new customers.
I think I'm going to have to look into this data because I'm afraid I don't have it right now.
Health and safety, hygiene. So they're actually winning customers from other salons that don't have the same level of hygiene.
I'm so sorry. I think it's my network. It's generally I can't hear you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, but it could. Cool. I think. All right. Let's end it now because I know the network's.
Yes.
But, it would be worth. That's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. But I think it would be worth probably in a couple of weeks' time when you've got more data on the trends to understand. Yeah, because I think we do the community. This whole week is about sharing experiences from across the country, right? In terms of process. So an example on the facial one.
Okay.
That MeSafe has developed a product which allows therapists to deliver facial services to their clients. And now Ankit was saying they're developing a body spa kit as well. So they're really helping salons develop new. They're helping salons get back to business as quickly as possible in a safe way. So, and I know when we were chatting to Play on Wednesday, they said they're
looking forward to it.
Kit that Ankit's introduced to do facials, they're
able to
drive more revenue from facials now.
Stay safe.
Which is obviously a higher margin, higher revenue ticket than haircut.